We begin Chapter 10, Vibhuti Yoga, the Yoga of Divine Splendor. Namo Acharya Simhaya Gauradaya Swarupine, Susadanta Prakashaya Kudarshana Vinasane. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale, Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. Verse 1. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Bhuya Eva Mahabaho Shri Nume Paramam Vachaha Yateham Priyamanaya Vakshamehita Kamyaya. Bhagavan Sri Krishna said, "Listen to these supreme teachings once more, O mighty armed one. Because I desire your welfare, I shall speak them to you, because you are very dear to me." Verse 2. Name vidu suragana prabhavana maharshayaha ahamadirhi devanam maharshinam cha sarvashaha. The demigods and great sages do not know my origin. Indeed, I am the origin of the demigods and the great sages. Verse 3. Yomam ajamanadim cha vete lokam eshvaram asambuddha samarjeshu sarva papai pramuchate. One who knows me as the birthless, beginningless supreme controller of all worlds is not bewildered amongst mortals and is free from all karma. Anuvritti commentary by His Divine Grace Jagad Swami Bhakti Gaurava Narasingha Maharaj. Sri Krishna is unknown and unknowable. He is adhoksaja, beyond the reach of the senses, beyond the comprehension of the mind and intelligence. No amount of ascending endeavors on the part of the living beings can reach Krishna, but in an instant he can descend to reveal himself. Though Krishna is their origin, not even the demigods and the great sages such as Brahma, Indra, Sanaka, Durvasha, Marishi, and others know Krishna as he is. But one who is Krishna's devotee, the Bhakti yogi, knows Krishna as the Supreme Person situated in the core of his heart. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, Savaipum samparo dharmo yato bhaktir adhotsaje ahaitukya pratitata yayatmasu prasidati. The topmost dharma for mankind is that by which they can attain devotion unto the Supreme Person, who is adhoksaja, and who cannot be known by the material senses. Such bhakti yoga must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to fully satisfy the self. That was the Srimad Bhagavatam. Krishna gives birth to creation and to all things, but he himself is without birth. Still, when Krishna appears on earth, as he did some 5,000 years ago to speak Bhagavad Gita, he accepts his devotees, Vasudeva and Devaki, as his parents and appears as the sun seems to manifest from the ocean at the beginning of each day. Krishna first revealed himself in the heart of Vasudeva and then transferred himself to the heart of Devaki. From there he appeared from her heart into the world. It is inconceivable, but Krishna appears in the world without taking birth. The great Bhagavad Gita commentator, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, says that the power of Krishna to be eternally unborn and at the same time take birth is due to Krishna's inconceivable energy, Achintya Shakti. If Krishna were not inconceivable, Achintya, then he would not be the Supreme Person. Vishwanath confirms that one who understands this is never bewildered and is free from all karma. Verses 4 and 5. Buddhirganam asammohak samasatyam dhammasamaha sukham dukham bhavo bhavo bhayam cha bhayam eva cha ahimsa samata tustis tapodanam yaso yasaha bhavanti bhava bhutanam mata eva pridhagvitaha. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from delusion, tolerance, truthfulness, self-control, pleasure, misery, birth, death, fear and fearlessness, nonviolence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and infamy. All these various conditions of the living beings arise from me alone. Verse 6. Mahashaya sapta purve chatvaro manavastata madbhava manasajata yesham loka ima brajaha. The 7 sages, the 4 Kumaras, and the Manus, from whom all living beings of this world have descended, are all manifest from my mind. Verse 7. Etam vibhutim yogam cha mama yoveti tatvataha so vikampena yogena yujate natra samshayaha. One who knows the truth of my splendor and the process of yoga becomes resolutely united with me. Of this there is no doubt. Anuvritti commentary by Srila Guru Maharaj. All things, good and bad, happiness and distress, fame and infamy, etc., arise from Krishna, but this is not to encourage a fatalistic approach to life. The bhakti yogi is encouraged to use his intelligence to discriminate between favorable and unfavorable situations, accepting that which is favorable for bhakti yoga and rejecting that which is unfavorable. From the Hari Bhakti Vilas, Anukulyasya sankalpaha pratikulyasya varjanam. One should accept those things that are favorable for bhakti and reject those things that are unfavorable. That was the Hari Bhakti Vilas. The 7 sages are Marisi, Brigu, Atri, Pulastya, Pulaha, Kretu, and Vashishta. The 4 Kumaras are Sanaka, Sanatana, Sananda, and Sanat Kumara. There are 14 Manus in one day of Brahma. These Manus are progenitors of mankind that populate life throughout the universe. All these personalities manifest from the mind of Krishna and appear in the material world as the sons of Brahma. These are all wonderful activities and cannot be understood by ordinary people. Only Krishna's most confidential devotee can understand his true nature. Such a yogi is free from duality, is united with Krishna, and sees him in all things as the absolute truth. Krishna assures us that of this there is no doubt. Verse 8. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata sarvam pravartate ite matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvitaha. I am the source of everything. All things emanate from me. Understanding this, the wise who are endowed with love worship me with all their heart. Verse 9. Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantas chamam nityam tushanti cha ramanti cha. Those who are always thinking of me, who have dedicated their lives to me, enlighten each other and feel great satisfaction and joy by always speaking about me. Verse 10. Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te. To those who are constantly devoted to me and worship me with love, I continue to bestow upon them devotional inspiration by which they come to me. Verse 11. Te sameva nukam partam aham ajnana jam tamaha nashayam atma bhavasto ganadipena basvataha. Out of compassion for them, I appear in their hearts and destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness that is born from ignorance. Anuvritti commentary by Srila Guru Maharaj. Verses 8 to 11 of this chapter are said to contain the ontological substance of Bhagavad Gita. Herein, Sri Krishna establishes himself as the source of the material and spiritual worlds and the origin of Brahman and Paramatma. By the use of the word sarvasya, meaning everything, he also establishes himself as the origin of Narayan in Vaikuntha, the master of all potencies. In the pantheon of demigods, we find that Brahma is the master of Satyaloka, Shiva is the master of Shivaloka, Indra the master of Indraloka, but nowhere do we find it said that anyone is master and origin of everyone and everything except Sri Krishna. The understanding that Krishna is Sarvasya compels the wise to worship Krishna in love with all their hearts. Krishna says, Machita, always think of me and meditate on me. Madgata Prana, dedicate your life to me. In association with the wise, engaged in discussions about me, Katayanta, enlivening and enlightening each other, Bodhayanta. This is the proper way of meditation and engagement for the mind and senses. Discussing about Krishna is called Krishna Katha, or Shravana and Kirtana, hearing and chanting. This means to hear and chant Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and other such literature, and to perform Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This hearing and chanting of the name and activities of Krishna constitutes the topmost system of yoga. Krishna verifies in the Padma Purana that he resides wherever his name is chanted. Natam tishtami vaikunte yoginam hridaye shuva, tatat tishtami narda yatra gayatinti mad bhaktaha. I do not reside in Vaikuntha, nor in the hearts of the lesser yogis. I remain where my devotees engage in glorifying my activities and chanting my name. That was the Padma Purana. Altogether, there are 9 processes in Bhakti Yoga to fully engage oneself in Krishna. Of these, hearing and chanting are the first and foremost. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Acharinam Vandanam, Dasham, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, Iti Pumsar Pita, Vishna Bhaktiti Chana Valakshana. Hearing and chanting the Maha Mantra and the activities of Vishnu or Krishna, remembering him, serving his lotus feet, offering him respectful worship, offering prayers to him, becoming his servant, considering him as one's dearest friend, and surrendering everything to him. These 9 processes are accepted as Bhakti Yoga. That was the Srimad Bhagavatam. In verse 10, we find the word Priti Purvakam. Priti means love, but this love should not be confused with the love and affections of this material world, which are shared between conditioned living beings. Priti is the state of pure affection, wherein no expression of selfishness or mundane lust can be found. Such love is the requirement for worshiping Krishna, and such love is the key to an eternal bond with him. Those who have attained such love for Krishna by Bhakti Yoga are continuously empowered by him with the inspiration of pure devotion, Buddhi Yoga, by which they may come to him. Krishna dwells in the hearts of all living beings as the Paramatma, the superconsciousness, and directs the wanderings of everyone. When one desires to know Krishna, to serve Krishna, and to enter into an eternal relationship with him, then out of compassion for them, Krishna personally manifests in their hearts and destroys with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andakara Yahan Krishna Tahan Nahi Mayara Adhikara. Krishna is compared to the sun, and Maya, ignorance, is like the darkness. Wherever there is Krishna, there can never be any darkness. That was the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Wherever light appears, darkness is vanquished. Thus, when Krishna personally appears in the heart of the Bhakti Yogi, all darkness and despair vanish, and one is supremely enlightened. This is the quintessence of Bhagavad Gita.